the quest for a championship continued, the Miami Heat reloaded.
It was time to change the core of the team.
I'm very, very, very happy to be home.
But that quest would suffer a huge setback.
Affanso Anglin will not be playing professional basketball this season.
Through the struggles came new light.
The Miami Heat select Caron Butler.
And the light shined even brighter.
Oh, what a play! He's Superman!
He helped make basketball matter in South Florida again.
The young and talented Miami Heat gave South Florida a season to remember.
This was the season that made fans fall back in love with the Miami Heat.
This is for the win! It's good! And the NBA is back in Miami.
Welcome to Inside the Heat. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eric Reed. We continue our celebration of 20 years of Heat basketball with episode number 5 in this special 6-part series. In the 2000 playoffs, Miami faced their rivals, the New York Knicks, for the 4th year in a row. And for the 3rd consecutive time, the outcome was devastating. Those 3 playoff eliminating losses, 2 of them by 1 point, remain some of the most painful moments in Heat history. And after all those playoff battles and heartaches, it was time for change. And heading into the summer of 2000, change would come. And the Miami Heat roster would be dramatically different.
The last 3 years in a row were nothing but misery. I felt that it was time to change.
In the summer of 2000, Riley pulled the trigger on 2 trades that resulted in major changes for the Heat.
I want to see if y'all really want them down here. Everybody say, Eddie, Eddie, Eddie.
On August 2nd, the Heat sent 5 players to Charlotte, including P.J. Brown and Jamal Mashburn, to acquire Pompano Beach's own Eddie Jones and forward Anthony Mason in a 9-player trade.
I'm very, very happy to be a Heat. I'm very, very happy to be home.
Then, just 4 weeks later, in a 3-way trade with Cleveland and Portland, the Heat acquired forward Brian Grant from the Trailblazers.
This team is a perfect fit for me.
Certainly to give up Mashburn and P.J. Brown as a part of the trade was giving up an important piece of our team, but we felt like both Eddie and Brian had a chance to come into this franchise and grow and make it better and make it stronger.
Time to win the gold.
In the fall of 2000, Alonzo Mourning and Tim Hardaway represented the Heat and the nation on the USA men's basketball team that captured the gold medal at the Olympic Games in Sydney, Australia.
It was exciting to stand on the medal stand to represent our country.
A lot of people don't win gold medals, and you have to preserve that, and that's something in the memories that you just keep forever. It was just great for us to win that together.
But that feeling of elation and excitement soon turned into fear and concern.
We were coming back from the Olympics. On the plane, Zoe had me look at his legs, which were swollen, which was really unusual.
We touched his thigh, and when we touched it, the skin went down, and it took its time in coming back up, and it was some freaky stuff.
And the next day, training camp opened, and he got a physical, and that's when we came up with there being a kidney problem.
I've been in this business for 25 years. I've never heard of this. And they said to me, well, 10 years ago, nobody had heard of this.
When Coach Riley broke the news to us, he just walked out of the gym and just stared at the bay for a while. And I had never seen Coach Riley do that.
I remember getting on my knees, truly surrendering and what's really going on.
And good evening, everyone. The announcement leaving South Florida and Heat fans everywhere stunned.
Affanso Anglin will not be playing professional basketball this season.
The diagnosis by pathology was something called focal glomerular sclerosis.
This is a disease in which the filters of the kidney leak protein into the urine. If you continue to leak large amounts of protein into the urine for a long period of time, eventually you would need dialysis or a transplant.
The main objective is to get me healthy, possibly do the thing that I know and love, and that's the game of basketball.
My first thing is he going to be alive? Whatever you want to do, I'm with you, but I just don't want you to die.
The last thing that was on my mind, or even on his mind, or we were even thinking about, was whether or not he'd ever play again.
He's the most well-conditioned athlete that we've ever had, and then to find out he was sick,
just couldn't believe it.
Zoe's illness devastated his teammates, but also brought them together as Pat Riley rallied the team.
He brought us together through blood, sweat, and tears. That's what I like to call it. I remember that was the best feeling, proving people wrong, that this is what a team's all about. When a piece goes down, other pieces have to step up.
One player who stepped up was Anthony Mason, who had an all-star season as the Heat rolled along with 42 wins in late March when Miami had another surprise.
Here he comes, Alonzo Mourning.
On March 27, 2001, Zoe was back.
For Zoe, look out!
It was wonderful to see Alonzo regain his health and be able to return. It was uplifting to the team, to the franchise, and to the community.
Dumps it home, and the Heat win!
The word warrior don't do justice. The word passion don't do justice. It just doesn't describe how committed Alonzo is, just refuses to be stopped by any challenges.
Miami finished the 2000-2001 season with a 50-32 record and made it to the NBA playoffs. In the first round, the Heat faced the Charlotte Hornets, meeting face-to-face with former Heat players.
It was like coming home to play against your family, so it was a very, very tough situation.
The Heat suffered their worst playoff losses in franchise history, losing by 26 points each night at home.
Everything that we tried to throw at them, they would counter it, and they had to answer it.
Jamal Mashburn averaged 25 points in the Hornets' first 2 wins.
Oh, my! Mashburn again!
In Charlotte, the Hornets won Game 3 by 15 points, 94-79, and swept Miami right out of the playoffs in the first round.
Probably the ugliest playoff series in franchise history. Nothing went right. The wrong matchup at the wrong time.